Even the most capable, pulled-together woman has moments when she wishes for that superhero strength. My next guest says it's in there. Author and Back to Basics founder Connie Sokol wants to help you find your inner Wonder Woman. Don't make us do the pose. Don't make.
Do you know, I loved that show when I was young, and she would check her crown each time. She'd go, and check. Oh yeah.
It wasn't something I grew up with, that show rather, but talking to some of our producers, like the spin and the whole, there is something like motivating about that whole transformation, right?
Totally. I used to pretend I was her.
I love
Linda
that.
What's her toes. Yeah,
I
it's great.
love that. So what inner strengths are we talking about? What's inside of us that we may not realize?
So much. It's like this perpetual giving garden. Inner strength, inner wisdom, inner hope, and we don't realize it. You know, I talk to so many women who are going through really horrendous things, and what's interesting is they do not see it. I can feel it. They don't see what I see, which is they are already handling it. They are already dealing and bearing this burden, and yet they're doing it with such incredible strength and wisdom. They just have to recognize it.
Why does that strength go unnoticed, do you think?
Because I think we're just doing. We're just momming, we're doing, we're womaning, we're just doing it every single day. And so we don't see it as something unusual until we come up to a place where we can't do it anymore by ourselves. And then we go, wow, I'm done, I need help, or I need a different way to do it.
So to that point, you're saying we don't need to find these strengths, we just need to uncover them.
We need to untap it. We have this unbelievable emotional reserve and strength, and I have seen and felt that.
So we're stronger than we think we are.
We're stronger than we are.
You hear that sometimes and you think, okay, that seems like a passive, like try to get you through the moment, but you firmly believe that.
Oh, we are resilient. We are absolutely resilient. In fact, I was reading up on that. I was thinking about trees, and I look outside my window, we live in the mountains, and I see these trees that just face the storms, the winters that we have, and they are amazing. And I looked up the survivor tree from 9/11, and I didn't know. My daughter went to New York. She brought back a magnet for me of the survivor tree, and what it was is they found this tree on ground zero, and it was, the roots were snapped and the branches were all burned and broken, but they took it and they restored it and nurtured it and rehabilitated it and then brought it back to the memorial in 2010. And what's beautiful is that it's grown these new smooth limbs. So you see the demarcation from the gnarled to the smooth. And I say, women, you've got good growth ahead of you. This will just be a demarcation, but you can build on it and grow.
I love that metaphor. Isn't that beautiful?
It's beautiful, and I've seen that.
And that word resiliency, I think, just that word, it's one of those words in the English language that does prompt you to throw your shoulders back a little bit and strengthen up. Be resilient.
It just made me sit up.
Yeah.
Just get posture. I met this woman who, her and her kids have been through 20 years of horrendous abuse. Finally, she was able to leave and get them to a safe place. What's beautiful is that she had no clue that she could even do it. And then here's several years later, it's probably 10 years later, she's happily remarried, and here are these children who have been healed and hope. They're leading lives of hope. It's beautiful. More resilient than she knew.
Your next step, you say, is to trust your gut. And I feel like women, I don't know what it is about this particular time and space in our society, but I feel like more than ever women are questioning themselves. That inner voice, that inner guidance, whatever you choose to call it, that inner experience, that inner essence. Why do we doubt?
Well, I think there's several reasons, but I think what happens is we women, we tend to be pleasers, and so if not enough people are validating what we're feeling, then we think, well, maybe I'm wrong. And you know, they've done all those studies where if they do a thing where they say, oh, this math problem that you can clearly see it's the right answer is wrong, and enough people say it, then other people will start to agree, yeah, that's wrong. And women kind of fall into that category. So we really, what's beautiful about adversity is that we have to get solid in our soul about what we know, and it has to come to a place where we don't rely on so many other people to tell us who we are and what we feel. I think adversity can make us start to second guess ourselves. It can make us say, wow, if I was doing good things, then why is this happening? Or if I was choosing right, or a thing that was good, then it wouldn't be happening this way. But that's not true, because every experience has so many different variables and people involved. So you just have to get core within yourself to know your own soul and get back to trusting that gut.
Let's break that down a little bit more, though. How can you then come to rely on that gut check, so to speak, or on that inner voice?
Well, that's like a whole other segment, but to condense it super fast, is the first thing is it leading you to ultimate good. Now, that doesn't mean that the very next step you take is going to be a good one, and so you feel really good about it. It's not like that. It's like, I think about giving immunizations to my children. The immediate good isn't that great, that's painful, they don't like it, but the ultimate good, that's what I'm focused on. So if you are focused on the ultimate good, where are these choices going to lead me, then you know that you're doing the right thing if you can get to that ultimate good. The other thing is look at the driver. It's that into the woods, excited and scared. Are you want to do it, but you're just worried that you're not doing it right, or that you are going to be wrong, but you feel like you're doing it right. Then look for, as that driver, look like the mile markers on the road. You get those mile markers that tell you, that's right. Oh yeah, okay, that fit. Okay, that fit. Then it's almost like these validations. Yes, yes, yes. And after a while, you piece together, this is the right thing. We rarely get it at one big shot. We have to piece it together and feel and feel and feel and go, that's right.
But when you talk about mile markers, Connie, that's implying that you have to take steps.
Exactly. And you've got to trust your gut enough. Like I said, it's already in there.
Yeah.
Your soul right here knows. So when you can't decide, go with what you think is the best thing to do and move. Just take a step and you'll see the mile markers come.
There is, you say, a moment of freedom where you have to let yourself soar.
Yes, yes, and I love how you said that, let yourself soar, because sometimes we're our own worst enemy to keep our wings all tucked in. But I have seen these women come from, it's beauty for ashes, they've come from these horrible things and they have risen and soared. It's not enough to just stay here and tread water. Sometimes that's all we can do. But if we can keep a vision and pull ourselves up with that vision, we will soar. I love the Zig Ziglar quote that he says, we are designed for accomplishment, engineered for success, and endowed with seeds of greatness. I love that. We have seeds of greatness and we just gotta let them pop. So I posted this thing on Instagram the other day that said the success, your success, is the key to it is found in your daily routine. And so 3 things, I'm just suggesting 3 easy things, okay? Something difficult, something daring, something delightful every day. And if you do this, I have seen this change me, but I have seen it change others. In fact, I just did, for something difficult, I just did this online course the other day, and the women that were on there, I challenged them to do something difficult and something they were avoiding. And one woman posted that day and said, oh my gosh, I did this thing for my business that I had needed to do, and I did it. And I've watched her post, and she is actually doing several things because it just broke through that kind of paralysis.
Different.
Something difficult, and then something daring. So something daring. So I just spoke at this showcase for speaking, and I was so nervous, and it went great, but I forgot the jump drive, came back in to give my jump drive, ran into this woman, beautifully coiffed. She had been sitting right there in the middle, and she started talking to me, said, I've got notes, speaking notes, and she was fabulous. She said, I'm having a private retreat on Saturday up in the mountains. Why don't you come out? I will tell you some more. Now I am in this experience that I am mentoring with high-profile people and is getting me to the next national level in an incredible way.
Awesome.
Daring. The last thing is delightful. Oh my gosh, I'm learning so much about this. Please take time for delight. I went to a friend's house, and her and her husband, they love life, and they just bring people in. Their closet was full of games and puzzles, and outside they had this puzzle thing, and they were like serious about this. They had the one that unrolls and you can roll it up, and little sifters, and it was amazing. They were serious about their leisure. So something delightful. It made me be delighted and share it with my kids.
That's a good little formula to challenge ourselves to each and every day.
Daring, delightful.
I'm on board.
Do it.
Connie, do it. There's the fourth step. Do it. You've got more great advice in your book.
Yes, the print version of What Now is available. So happy. Love the response in this book. It's great for friends and neighbors going through a challenge or a change.
Go to Connie's website for more information on that. We'll link you from ours.